right, I'm here with this month's featured artist on Mettalworx.com, Dischord from Moncton, New Brunswick. How you gentlemen doing?
Good. Excellent.
Give us a little bit of a rundown for those that aren't familiar with the history of the band, how you guys kind of got going.
All right, well, the band kind of started in 2004, 2005. And to fast forward a very long story, these guys joined last year, and here we are.
And there you have it, the in-depth.
We released 2 albums in the meantime. Of course, I'm the founding member and the sole original member that's left in the band. And we released Siege of Darkness back in 2007, Casualties of War in 2011, a live EP also in 2011, and we're gearing up for an EP.
Nice. All right, now one thing that I found kind of interesting, and I don't know, you sometimes see it, but you guys did have a different singer for a while, and you were playing guitar. What made you decide to go back and take over the lead vocals again?
Well, at first I had a septum deviation, and that was keeping me out of breath when I was playing shows and shit, so I had a hard time with my vocals. So we asked this other guy to join in and fill out for us back in the day, and then I had surgery. And ever since then I feel a little bit better about it. So when he decided to leave the band to go in the army, well, I said, fuck it, I'm just going to go back lead vocals, and that's it.
Yeah, because one thing I find whenever I do anything really low, that takes a lot of breath, like more than even just straight singing. Doing the low growls really takes a lot out of you. So I definitely can understand why you would want to kind of pass that off onto somebody else if it was available at the time.
Definitely. It's easier for me to do highs, but I'm working on getting the lows. But Pete is really good at doing lows now, so that's awesome too. It helps a lot. We're 3 vocalists in the band, really, so that helps a lot with the live, the stage presence and everything. It's more in your face. Right, so
all 3 of the vocalists all have their own unique style, I guess. Like I say, he does the highs, and they're piercing, and he's been working a lot on his lows. He does the gutturals, he does the really low stuff, and I have more of like a mid-range raspy growl, I guess. So the 3 of them together I find work well together.
Kind of like a death metal barbershop quartet. You got all your low.
He just needs a mic, and we're all set.
Now, you just mentioned about you guys originally formed in 2004, so that would make next year kind of a 10th anniversary for you guys. Is there any special plans to commemorate that, or are you just going to focus on the EP? Or
yeah, take it one day at a time, I guess. I don't know. An EP to be released would be pretty fucking awesome. I'd like to release Siege of Darkness on vinyl as well. That'd be cool.
We're talking about getting Siege remastered.
Yeah, that as well.
That'll be right on. Okay, and it's, you kind of answered my next question, but how does the newer material that you guys are, writing and have ready to record, how does that compare to the old stuff? Is it kind of just constant flow, or is it a little bit different? Are you revisiting kind of the old style, or what,
I think it's a progression of what we did so far, but it's going to be a blend of the first album, the intensity of that album anyways, and the variety of the last album. So it's going to be a mix of those 2 elements. Yeah.
Right on. Lyrically, now you guys have pretty much, you're talking about the world around us for a lot. Is that still kind of the main focal point for the lyrics?
I think so, but since it's just an EP, it's basically going to be 3 songs, and it's not yet written, so it can change. But basically what I have right now in the back of my mind, it's basically a concept. A concept, and the way I see it, it's going to be like my last 10 years of my experience and reflections that happened through Dischord. And everything like that. I'm going to try to base that off to the Russian Revolution a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to make that work. Like I said, it's all in writing, but anyways. We'll see how it goes. We're still in the very early stages.
Now, one thing I thought about asking you guys, where you guys have been around, and I know I've written songs for many years, and do you guys find that songwriting gets a little more difficult, or do you kind of feel like you kind of laid some of the basic ideas down, and now it's kind of a little bit more difficult to come up with something fresh, or do you find that it still flows about the same that it used to for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess like back in the day, it just came out really naturally, because I had no no intentions, no. I'm looking for a word here. Basically, no limit. Basically, right? Not that I have any limits now with my songwriting, but it's trying to come up with something new. That's something we haven't done before, and still retain the old style, our element that makes us Dischord. So, yeah, I don't know. What was the question again?
Does the songwriting become more difficult or a little bit more challenging? Yeah, you know, because like you said, trying to do the same thing but not have it be the same.
Exactly. And I'm less focused on songwriting as I used to be because the band is more busier at playing shows and doing different stuff, and you know, like, so whereas when I was like younger I had more time because I had no responsibilities, but now that we're older, more mature, like life really catches on and there's more stuff to do, and yeah, it's a little bit more of a challenge to come up with original material. I think I have to seclude myself for a couple of months, but who can do that? Everybody's got to work, right?
I find, just for myself, I find I have to write in pieces and then kind of piece it together later on.
A song for me can take 6 months to write. I have the first part, 6 months later I have a second part, boom, that's it, and then I write the lyrics, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, because I interviewed Holocaust last month, and they said that it, you know, might take them like about 5 years to write an album, you know, but a lot of them have different, like 4 different bands or something like that too.
Yeah.
So
I can relate with that a bit. Yeah, for sure.
I know that when I'm at home and if I'm jamming at home alone and writing riffs, it's similar to what he said. Like, you come up with a riff that sounds really cool, you're not sure what to do with it, so I'll usually transcribe it and save it. And then I might come up with a riff later on, and then a few months down the line I'm going through those old files, and it's like, oh shit, well these 3 riffs go really well together, and then all of a sudden that might give me an idea for the rest of a song. I haven't brought any of that to the band yet, but it's similar to what he's talking about, so at some point we might start going through those files.
Oh, definitely, for the 3rd album. Yeah. For sure, definitely. Lois got some pretty cool riffs, man, that's for sure. Yeah.
okay, so also recently you guys you know, showed up on Facebook. Actually, I seen yours first, but the photo shoot with some ladies. Now, usually death metal bands are, you know, usually don't even let on that they even like anything sexual, but I mean, it was actually refreshing. I know, but you know, yeah, I know they're all trying, you know, like, yeah, we only topple graves, you know, for our spare time, but it was actually refreshing to see that. And I thought it was done, you know, pretty tastefully, but you got the point.
We cannot take credit for that. It was not our idea or intention. It just happened like that. The day of the photo shoot, I got a call from the photographer. And originally, we thought about shooting, you know, like having the photos inside this abandoned house, all fucking sketched out and shit. But then he says, no, we got some models over here at this nice Victorian place, and, you know, you guys should come over here. Like models, like chicks, what? Really? Okay. Can I bring some beer? You know, like, sure, why not?
So originally it was like, when we walked in and saw this living room, we were told to meet at this house. I figured the shoot would be outside in the garage or outside in the backyard or wherever. And I saw they were setting up photo equipment in the living room, and I said, so where are we going to do the shoot? And he said, well, I'm thinking we'll do it right here. It was a pretty nice living room, so I thought, okay, I'm not sure I follow. And
it's not standard procedure for Dischord. That's what he's trying to
like,
say.
I guess we were kind of thinking it was going to be your standard, you know, metal shoot where it's just the 4 guys looking, you know, tough. Yeah. And then when he said, yeah, I got some models upstairs, from then, and they're all decked out in lingerie, from then on, you know, I got to be honest, from then on I was like, okay, I'm sold. And I guess I love trying new stuff, so I thought, well, let's see what happens, and we've gotten so much good feedback about it. Like, fans seem to love it, so I'm glad we did it.
Well, it didn't look cheesy. It wasn't something like that a band like Poison would have done back in the day or something. You know?
Oh, come on. No, fuck that.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why so many, like, you know, the extreme metal bands try to avoid it and doing anything. But, like, yeah, you guys did it very tastefully, so I thought that was cool.
There's a contrast, right? Like, for thrashy-looking guy with the lingerie girls. There's a bit of Dischord there, right?
And the thing to keep in mind is, like, since then I've kind of gotten to know the girls a little bit, and they're all, like, very professional. Like, for them they were taking it you know, they were taking it as seriously as we do because that's their passion.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so you guys have played with some high-profile bands in your, career, like Behemoth and some bands like that. I mean, I was kind of impressed. I mean, I knew a few of them, but I was impressed with a few of the names. Any highlights, or are they all highlights, kind of in their own way?
Well, for me, Behemoth is definitely a highlight. It was my first show with Dischord doing vocals, actually the third Dischord show. And, you're opening for Behemoth.
And that would have been the Demigod tour. That was the last time.
That's right. And, yeah, man, it's like no pressure. Yep. Lots of pressure.
For me, I kind of have two highlights. The first one would have been last year when we played Spread the Metal.
That was cool.
We played the first night with Cataclysm, but for me, as much as I love Cataclysm, for me the big highlight was we were on the same bill with Morbid Angel, which is one of my all-time favorite bands. And actually my all-time favorite death metal record is their first album. So being on the bill with them to me blew my mind, and I had just joined the band, a couple months before. So for me it was quite surreal playing that festival. And the other highlight would have been a few months ago when we played with Vital Remains. Their vocalist actually joined us for a death cover. Oh, nice. So that was
surreal.
That was
was pretty cool. You're playing Crystal Mountain, all of a sudden, who the fuck is singing too? Holy shit, it's that dude from Vital Remains.
Yeah.
Come and take my mic.
This wasn't even a prearranged or anything. You just jumped up there.
Not at all.
They didn't know what we were going to play. It was the second song in our set. We start playing Crystal Mountain. Brian Werner runs right over to my side. He comes and taps me on the shoulder, and of course I wouldn't be able to hear him, so he points to the mic and goes like this and then goes like that, and I was like, fuck yeah, man, take it. So it was awesome. That was definitely a surreal moment.
What are some other bands that you guys would like to play with?
Well, we played with Insurrection and just seen them right before in Trois-Rivières Metal Fest. And I seen a bunch of cool bands there, like Suffocation and Obituary, Voivod, and all these cool bands. Second night, Hatebreed. That was probably one of the most memorable festivals that I've been to in my life. And it really got me into metal a lot more since I joined them 1 year ago too. I probably lost like 10 pounds, but I can drum like a motherfucker now.
We do work, this poor bastard.
How about you, Luke? Any other bands that, dream bands that might come through or you could hop on a bill with?
I think Black Sabbath is coming to Halifax.
I seem to have heard something along those lines, yes.
Right. Well, that's...
Join the club. I think there's a long line of us that want to play for Black Sabbath.
No kidding. I don't know, a dream band, fuck. Testament, Slayer, the Death to All tour. That'd be fucking awesome. Yeah, man, Sepultura, for sure. Even Megadeth, but those are all like way out.
Really high, yeah, really high.
See, I really would have expected you to say King Diamond.
Yeah. Fuck, how could I forget? But I mean, like for our league, fuck, I don't know. That's still way bigger than us, like Beyond Creation. That would be fucking awesome.
For me, if I could open for anybody that I would choose, I'd have to say Exodus. Yeah. And even Cannibal Corpse. I mean, they've been a solid band since the beginning. So I mean, that'd be an amazing band to play with. Or
like we played with Augury before. I'd like to play with them again.
Yeah.
Fucking right. Even Uraxis, like Anonymous. All those Montreal bands are fucking awesome.
Oh, they're amazing. There's so many good bands that come out of Quebec. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
How about a favorite cover that you've done? You've mentioned Crystal Mountain, and I have seen you guys play a couple death covers. Are there any other covers that you've done or that you would like to do, maybe? Like anything that you kind of, you thought that, hey, that would make a good Dischord?
It's kind of still under wraps, though. Like, there's a few death songs that we do. But I think that we're all on the same page that eventually we'd like to do a death tribute band. Okay. Like as a side project to Dischord. Yeah. Like we have Dischord with the same members, we do a death tribute, like on...
See, we've gotten really positive feedback when we do cover death. And the cool thing about this lineup is all four members are huge death fans. And actually Chuck Schuldiner was a major influence guitar-wise for both myself and Dick. So the idea of doing a full-blown death tribute is something that we'd seriously want to do.
I think you guys could pull it off really good, yeah.
Like Chuck is one of my greatest inspiration for starting Dischord, actually back in the day.
And in fact, Death was one of 2 bands that brought me into death metal, the other being Carcass, back in the mid-90s. So I've always loved that band.
So what are your thoughts on the new Carcass? That, have you heard that?
I bought it.
It's awesome.
I bought it when it came out. I love it. I think it's a solid comeback record. I think it's
Somewhere between a necrotism and heartwork.
yeah,
right?
absolutely. I've listened to it multiple times. I think it's got some great elements from both of those classic records. Necroticism and Heartwork were always my favorite Carcass works, and this album is a perfect follow-up to that.
Yeah, I thought it was a real return, like to their previous intensity that they had. Yeah. All right. So, final question, and this is kind of a quirky one. If you could switch positions with another band member, like say,
I go on bass. I go on bass.
oh, he was quick for that one.
I know. Started teaching bass a little bit. I'd try it. I couldn't fucking pull it off, but whatever. You know, I can't play drums to save my life. I'd go on bass. It's a string instrument, right? So.
All right. How about you? Is there anything else that you thought that you might like to do sometime, even if it was just for one gig? Trade places with somebody else in the band.
I would go bass too.
Hey, no, you. I called it first.
Oh.
You go front man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, front man. No, nothing.
How about you, Louis?
Do nothing.
Probably the bass, right?
Well, you know what? As much as I love the bass, I've never had the coordination to play drums. If I could do that, I think that would be something that, if I had the coordination to be a drummer, I think if I could switch places with somebody, I'd want to play drums. So I'd probably switch with him.
Right on. Well, it is a fantasy question, so
Yeah, I'd probably choose the drums. Yeah.
stay in the rhythm section.
Drums.
Okay.
Everybody's want to go up front.
I'd play the triangle just to satisfy if you want to go on bass.
Another element that I always thought would be great would be lead tuba.
There we go. Sky's the limit.
Lead tuba.
It was hard to say that with a straight face. Next year, Dischord in smooth jazz.
We'd probably get paid a lot more.
Probably.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. No, I don't think so.
Okay, so be sure to catch these guys. They got a new EP coming sometime, maybe next year.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully.
Planning on next year.
Definitely.
And whatever new cover that they might come up with. So check them out, Dischord, Mettalworx.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
We're going to pay a tribute to a band that inspired us very much, to Chuck Schuldiner and Death. Long live Chuck.